Welcome back, guys, to another special edition here. This is the Arkansas Tornado Recap. Of course, we had our first preseason game last week on February 20th, the Arkansas Tornadoes versus the Arkansas Raptors. It was a defensive battle between both teams. Unfortunately, the Arkansas Raptors ended up getting the victory over the Tornadoes 13-0, but our fans, announcers, everyone was beaming with pride because the Arkansas Tornadoes, they showed up and made a statement, especially with their defense in that first game.
Yeah, in practice, and a lot of it was probably how familiar the Tornadoes were with each other, the defense and offense. We saw a lot of offensive domination in some cases in practice. Saturday, the defense stepped it up, and against a good Russellville team, the Arkansas Raptors, they held strong. Of course, the offense shot itself in the foot a few times with some untimely penalties. That's to be expected in your first game ever, as I'm sure a lot of these players, with all the months and all the practice time leading up to this, butterflies in the stomach, pre-game jitters, that was bound to be part of this game. But it's just really good that we had this preseason opportunity to sort of sort those issues out.
Well, and of course, I got a chance to visit with David Murphy and Eddie Elliott after the game, and one of the big things, the defense did a really good job, only gave up 13 points in the game. Offensively, in the preseason, defenses are usually always ahead of the offense. We expected that going in. We know it's going to take a little while for the offense to really start to gel playing in a game-like atmosphere. They still made some good plays, but, the primary thing, of course, that Coach Murphy mentioned was penalties, same as Coach Elliott. Penalties is what killed the Tornadoes in that game, and also a couple costly turnovers. But they were playing aggressive. That was their first time playing together. A lot of the players on the Tornadoes, it was their first game ever. And to perform the way they did and to hang with a team, we're talking about a Raptors team that is experienced and has been playing for a long time. This is their second year in existence. For us to hang with them and only lose 13-0, I think that's a great sign for the Arkansas Tornadoes, because I think next time we run into those Raptors, we are going to beat them. And, really proud of the performance and the effort by all the players. They didn't give up till the very end of the game. They played until the final horn went off at the end of the game. But, great performance by them. And the crowd, I got a chance to visit a lot with the crowd being up in the stands during the game. And I visited with a lot of people. I said, what do you think of this tornado ball? What do you think about what's going on with it? And they were all just excited. They're like, we're competitive. We're going to be good. We just got to work on some things. And that's what Coach Murphy and Coach Elliott said afterwards. Hey, we just got to go to work. We got to get after it. But they are holding their team to a high standard. They want to win. They don't want to be an expansion team. They want to win and get, the top 2 seeds in the DCFL this year. They want to be competitive now, and I really believe they can be competitive now. And we got another preseason game that's coming up that's going to be a great chance for them to get prepared for the regular season. It's going to be the Arkansas Tornadoes are taking on another experienced team, the Oklahoma Enforcers, on March the 5th over at Yellville Summit Panther Stadium.
Yeah, and, when we're talking about the offense and the struggles that the offense had, one thing that, jumps out at me at that game, it was the timing wasn't there, and that's going to take some time to get to. And so it's a good thing we have this other game when the season starts on March 12th at Bomber Stadium. Then this offense, which is predicated around timing in such a big way, to have those issues sorted out, they'll be clicking more than, definitely more than they did last weekend, probably more than they will in the upcoming weekend. And I think that on March 12th, when the season starts, the offense will be ready.
Yeah, and David Murphy, he's going to have them fired up. The whole team did perform very well. It's just hard. That was their first game ever. So we wasn't really sure what to expect, but just so proud of the performance that they put in. They played hard. Now, on March the 5th, we had a Super Bowl caliber event that we talked about at Bomber Stadium. We're going to have a big event over at Yellville Summit Panther Stadium as the Enforcers are going to be coming to Yellville. We're going to have another halftime performance by the Polynesian Ohana. It's going to be March the 5th at 6 o'clock. The Tornadoes versus the Enforcers. It's $8 to get in if you're 18 years old and up. If you got a child who's 11 to 17, only $5. Children under 10 get in free. So it's going to be a chance to see some fantastic semi-pro football. And I'm going to be really curious to see, how the offense improves in this next game. And also the main thing is, can the Tornadoes cut down on their penalties? I think if they cut down on their penalties, there's no reason they can't beat the Enforcers on March the 5th.
Well, they're definitely going to have to cut down on the penalties, and of course, offenses just simply can't turn the ball over. And so those are two things that they know that they have to work on, and that they will be working on. And hopefully, we will see that improvement. I want to make a quick note. We talked about it earlier that, aside from the game itself, before the game, Dave, Eddie Elliott, set up this thing, total class, and had the retired jersey of Yellville's Ray Parrish,
yes, sir.
Retired jersey number 21, who unfortunately died in a motorcycle wreck months ago, and you could sort of feel the emotion coming from the sidelines, that the love they had for their teammate, and it was a really emotional moment right before the game, and such a classy moment for an organization to recognize a former player, a fallen soldier.
Well, and I'll tell you, Mike, that's why I know we talked about we're so excited to be associated with this organization, because they are a class organization. It's about getting the community involved, of course, and they do all that. And now the final step is to get out and win some football games, and I believe Coach Eddie Elliott and David Murphy and Jason Reese, they're ready to get out and win some football games, and I know the players are going to be ready to get back out on March the 5th, but we're just so excited. We only got a couple more weeks. We got to get our voices back, though, before March the 12th, so we can't scream too much at the March the 5th game. So we got to work on getting our voices back, because March the 12th, we're going to start airing these games live on hometowntelevision.net, which is through XL7 TV. We're so excited to be a part of that, but the Arkansas Tornadoes, looking forward to a long history of them being involved in the local community and bringing some exciting football. But way to go, Tornadoes. Proud of you guys, and we're going to get a win next time. And we'll be right back on Sports Talk is McHemme with our Rants of the Week.